was an experiment. Just out of curiosity, does this work? Okay, so we'll abandon the singing bowl. It's a moving target. Good morning. Is that right? Micha, could you check the volume on this and see if it's good? My name is Paul Dankers, and I serve as your community steward here at TRUU. Whether you are joining us in person or tuning in via Zoom or YouTube, welcome. If this is your first time with us, we're so glad you're with us. It takes a lot of courage to step into a new space, and we want you to feel not only welcome, but deeply at home. TRUU is a community where questions are honored, diversity is cherished, and each person's path, be it spiritual, secular, skeptical, mystical, or somewhere in between, is respected. We invite you to bring your whole self into this space, your doubts, your joys, your griefs, your curiosity. There's room here for all of it. If you're visiting, we'd love to get to know you. If it feels good, now's a great time to share your name and where you're from. Eljabel, wow. Welcome. Thanks for being here and thanks for introducing yourself. Debbie and Gary are old friends of mine. I shouldn't couch it quite that way. We've been friends for a long time is what I meant to say. Debbie and I used to teach at Aspen Middle School, and she also taught with Peter Westcott. So a lot of good relationships there. Anybody else? Yes. Oh my gosh, so lovely to have you here. Thank you for being here. Right on, right on. We're so glad you're here. Anybody else? Yes. Right on, welcome to both of you. I'm glad you're here. And yes? Oh, right on, right on. Well, thanks for returning to us. I guess we didn't scare you off last time then, huh? Yes, please. Oh, wonderful. And we're glad that you're here today, and that we've got Thelma's got her kids program started, and I imagine you met her already. Right on. Anybody else? Okay, well, thanks so much for introducing yourselves. And let's see, where are we? Yeah, if you're joining us online, feel free to say hello in the chat, and we're grateful you're part of this gathering too. To our longtime TRUU folks, you know what to do. Please extend a warm welcome to anyone who may be new today and get to know them. Let's take a collective breath together. Let yourself arrive here, now. Let your shoulders drop, your jaw relax, and your mind settle. This is time we've carved out to be here together, to reflect, to feel, to connect. You don't have anywhere else to be, and no obligations. Give yourself the gift of being here now. Today, I'm honored to introduce our service associate, Liza Ferrier, who will help guide us through this morning's service. And we're especially grateful to welcome Steve Brooks, who will be reflecting on the people who brought you weekends. Steve Brooks is no stranger to many of us, but if this is your first time experiencing Steve's unique blend of song and reflection, you're in for a real treat. You are in capable hands. A quick word of thanks to all who make this space possible. To Liza and Andrew Ferrier for setting up our gathering space and hosting. And I saw Debbie, Steve's wife, was helping out this morning too. To Mia Ortman with Liza and Andrew Ferrier for hosting our coffee hour hospitality. To Terry Borden for managing our in-person slideshow. She's requesting your mercy. And to Andrew Ferrier, who is faithfully tending to our online community. We're a volunteer-powered community, and your presence and efforts matter. You'll find announcements and upcoming events in your order of service. Please give them a look. And we do have a children's program this morning, and during the Song for All Ages, the kids are going to be welcomed forward, and then afterward, we'll form our little bridge, and they'll get to go through the bridge while we sing the song that Michi wrote, and they're going to exit and have a wonderful time with Thelma Zabel in the TRUU room back there. And now, yes, woohoo! Do you love her? She's amazing, isn't she? Yeah. And now, as we shift into our shared time of reflection, please take a moment to silence your phones and devices. We begin by welcoming Steve Brooks as he shares a musical prelude with us.
Good morning, and I would just like to say a word about this song. It's got a history, like every song I'll be playing this morning. Whole service will be reflecting on Labor Day and the spiritual reflections on the labor movement. This song was written in 1931 during a coal miners' strike in Harlan County, Kentucky. It was known as the Harlan County War. Florence Reese was the wife of a union organizer who was targeted by the sheriff, J.H. Blair. He got word that the sheriff's men were coming to arrest him, and he went into hiding. Sheriff's men invaded the house and spent several hours holding Florence Reese and her kids hostage before they left. And after they had left for good, she sat down and she wrote the words to this song. Which side are you on? 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 Come all of you good workers, good news to you I'll tell of how the good old Union has come in here to dwell. Oh, which side are you on? 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 My daddy was a miner, now I'm a miner's son. I'll stick with the Union till every battle's won. Oh, which side are you on? 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 They say in Harlan County there are no neutrals there. You'll either be a Union man or a thug for J.H. Blair. So which side are you on? 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 Don't stand for those old bosses. Don't listen to their lies. Us working folk don't have a chance unless we organize. So which side are you on? 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. That's really cool. We are going to light the chalice with The Flame of Fire by Leslie Pole Cosbow. Flame of fire, spark of the universe that warmed our ancestral hearth, agent of life and death, symbol of truth and freedom, We strive to understand ourselves and our earthly home. Please remain seated for our opening hymn. Now sing we of the brave of old.
Now sing we of the brave of old, who would not sell themselves for gold, yet left us riches manifold. Hallelujah! Of those who fought a goodly fight, for liberty, for truth and right, their patient love, their chiefest might. Alleluia! Who when all gleam did point the way, pressed ever on by night, by day, in spite of pain did ever say, Alleluia! Who long the world's old sorrows bore, and toiled and loved and suffered sore, and being dead lived evermore. Hallelujah!
We will speak the unison covenant now together. Love is the spirit of this community, and service is its law. This is our covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Please join us in singing our sung aspiration, Spirit of Life.
Spirit of life, come unto me, sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion, blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
And now Steve will show us a song for all ages.
So if anyone who is young, either in years or in spirit, would like to come up, we have a soft blanket for you to rest on. All right. Howdy, as we say in Texas. This song is about the value of work, and not just work, but how hard work can help us to achieve our dreams, even when people tell us that they're impossible. When you're feeling down with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned, so look around. Just what makes a little old ant try to move a rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he you're feeling low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree. Oops, there goes another rubber tree plant. When troubles call and your back's to the wall, there's a lot to be learned. That wall could fall. Once there was a silly old ram, tried to punch a hole in a dam. Anyone knows no ram can punch a hole in a dam, but he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky hopes. Anytime you're feeling bad, instead of feeling sad, just remember that ram. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt. Whoops, there goes a billion kilowatt dam. But they had high hopes. They had high hopes. They had high apple pie in the sky hopes. Your troubles just a toy balloon. They'll be bursting soon. They're just bound to go pop. Whoops, there goes another problem curve. Whoops, there goes another problem curve. Whoops, there goes another problem curve. Plop. Curve, plop. Truly was a song for all ages.
Goodbye for now, go play and explore, create and adventure and come back for more. Our love goes with you, wherever you are. You're worthy, you're beautiful. You shine like a star. Go with open hearts, go with open hands, and we'll greet you with open arms when you come back again.
I got too wrapped up in the children leaving and okay, we have a pastoral meditation right now. Now is the time in our gathering when we open space to honor those who are on our hearts, those who are facing challenges, those who are celebrating milestones, those who are no longer with us, but whose presence we still feel, as if you would like to. And if you would like to speak the name of someone you are holding in love, we invite you to do so now. When we say their names aloud, we invite this community to share in our sorrow, our gratitude, and our hope. Please speak clearly so all may hear.
Albert and Chris Gage.
And for all those who remain unspoken, whose names live quietly in our hearts, we hold them too. Please join with Steve Brooks in the spirit of meditation.
Spirit of life, we are, each of us, part of an interdependent web of work. We live in a world handed down to us
by the work of generations. In our time here, we work to build a world that we can pass along to generations to come. Of the work we do, only a part of it is wage labor, and our rewards are not only monetary. We take satisfaction in jobs well done. We build families and careers. We raise children, and we volunteer our labor to serve the needs of others. Each of us also takes part in the great work, the work of preserving our planet and redeeming our species. Spirit of life, we give thanks for the opportunity for work, and we strive that all of our work may be works of art and works of heart. Now let us just observe a minute of silence. Our musical meditation is another song which has a story. Joe Hill was a union organizer with the International Workers of the World, all over the West, but particularly in Utah in the 1910s. Besides being an organizer, he was a prolific songwriter and a cartoonist for the labor newspaper. He was executed by the state of Utah in 1915 for a murder which he probably did not commit. This song was written in Joe Hill's memory 20 years later. It's also worth noting that Joe Hill's last words before he faced the firing squad are said to have been, "Don't mourn, organize." I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you or me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, said he. I never died, said he. The copper bosses killed you, Joe. They shot you, Joe, says I. Takes more than guns to kill a man, says Joe. I didn't die, says Joe. I didn't die. And standing there as large as life and smiling with his eyes, he said what they forgot to kill went on to organize, went on to organize. From San Diego up to Maine, in every mine and mill, where workers strike and organize, it's there you'll find Joe Hill. It's there you'll find Joe Hill. I dreamed I saw Joe Hill last night, alive as you or me. Says I, but Joe, you're 10 years dead. I never died, said he.
love that song. We're having a new concept now. I'm going to read a line from this responsive reading, and I ask you to read the next line. So we're going to read To Be of Use by Marge Piercy. And so I'll read. I want to be with people who submerge in the task.
Who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along.
Who stand in the line and haul in their places.
Who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out.
The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands and crumbles to dust.
But the thing worth doing well done has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident.
Greek amphoras for wine and oil, Hopi vases that held corn are put in museums, but you know they were meant to be used.
The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And Steve is going to read something new.
This reading is from Aaron McEmery's, who's a former union organizer who became a Unitarian minister in Southern California. Being told that one has inherent worth and dignity is a meaningless and hollow statement, unless that person has the ability to live their day-to-day lives accordingly. People often assume that workers form unions primarily to fight for higher wages or better health insurance. This is true to a point, but my own experience as a union organizer has shown me something quite different. In almost every case, workers I helped organize were prepared to risk everything: job, house, security, health care. They knew they were likely to be disciplined or fired for supporting the union, but they kept on anyway. They didn't risk everything for a 50-cent raise. Ultimately, the driving force behind any successful organizing campaign I've ever been part of is the need to be treated with respect and dignity, the need to have a voice in one's own working life. That is something people are willing to risk everything for. And unto Adam he said, Because thou hast eaten of the tree, cursed is the ground for thy sake. In sorrow shalt thou eat of it all the days of thy life. In the sweat of thy face shalt thou eat bread, till thou return unto the ground. For out of it wast thou taken, for dust thou art, and unto dust thou wilt return. In one of the founding stories of Western civilization, the wrathful God Yahweh spits out an unmistakable message about labor. Work is a curse. When the first man is cast out of the garden, his punishment is to labor all the days of his life. The very word labor comes down to us unchanged from the original Latin. It means toil, hardship, distress. Just in case the meaning isn't perfectly clear, Yahweh also curses the woman with a different form of labor. I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow shalt thou bring forth children. Now, compare that biblical conception of labor with this very different view of the spiritual meaning of work. In the beginning, God ordained that man should labor, not as a curse, but as a blessing. not as a punishment, but as a means of development, physically, mentally, morally. These words come from the oath taken by the Knights of Labor. Founded in 1869 in Philadelphia, it was one of the first efforts to launch a nationwide labor union. I bring up these opposing quotes to remind us that Americans have always had a love-hate relationship with work. Since our Puritan days, we have seen it as a duty and as a source of human dignity. At the same time, the American dream is to save up enough money so that at the earliest possible age, we can quit working for good. From childhood on, from the first time that we hear the recess bell, we are taught that work and play are opposites. We play because we want to. We work because we have to. In the words of the rock songwriter Lou Reed, some people like to go out dancing, some people like us, we gotta work. How do we resolve this contradiction? Is human labor a boon or a bane? The answer, I suggest, is that it can go either way. What makes us view it as a blessing or a curse is not the work itself, but the circumstances within which we do the work. We all know the Zen proverb that before enlightenment, one chops wood and carries water, and that after enlightenment, one chops wood and carries water. I don't claim to be a Zen monk, but I can tell you that I enjoy chopping wood if its destination is my barbecue pit, or if I'm trimming trees around my house. I wouldn't enjoy it nearly so much if I were working for a lumber boss, especially if that boss were ignoring safety rules and asking me to work unpaid overtime. Even in times of high unemployment, polls consistently show that more than half of all Americans are unhappy with their jobs. The past 3 decades have seen an explosion in employees who leave corporate jobs to do essentially the same work for themselves. In one recent survey, 65% of U.S. employees aspire to be entrepreneurs or independent workers. I quit my day job as a newspaper reporter back in 1990. I've been a freelance writer and musician ever since. I've had no benefits. I have never earned as much as I did prior to 1990. But I consider it a fair trade. My compensation is that I have had time to pursue my other career, my music, and while wage slaves are stuck in traffic on a freeway, my commute meanders from my coffee pot to my home office. It's hardly a new idea that working for yourself can be more satisfying than working for a boss. In a strange way, it was none other than Karl Marx who set the stage for today's entrepreneurs. Writing in 1844, when peasants were moving from farms to factories, he coined the expression, alienated labor. Marx was the first economist to pay any attention to labor, at least from the laborer's point of view. Work, he proposed, adds happiness and meaning to human life, as long as we're working for ourselves. We become alienated when we go to work for someone else. We're producing goods that have no meaning to us, and jobs that are soulless and repetitive, just for the money. You don't have to be a Marxist to feel the sting of his words long before Dilbert, The Office, or Amazon warehouses. The worker sinks to the level of a commodity and becomes indeed the most wretched of commodities. He is at home when he is not working, and when he is working, he is not at home. Unfortunately, Marx did better at diagnosing alienation than at prescribing a cure. Political revolutions came and went, and in the words of another classic rock song, it was, "Meet the new boss, same as the old boss." A more effective remedy for alienated labor might be self-employment. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that 16 million Americans are currently working for themselves. But entrepreneurship is not for everyone. In fact, it's not for most of us. For every American worker who is self-employed, there are 10 who are not. There is a third way to end the alienation of labor. It is perhaps the most fruitful approach of all, because it's the path that created the American middle class. It can be summed up in a single word: organize. Which brings us to the U.S. labor movement. In union, as the saying goes, there is strength. Since 1619, when Polish craftsmen went on strike in the Jamestown colony to win the right to vote, the story of unions has been the ongoing effort of workers to take more control over the circumstances of their work and to make sure they are fairly rewarded for it. A history of American unions would take much more time than we have this morning, but a good bit of it can be summed up in the story of Labor Day and how we came to celebrate it on the first Monday in September. Labor Day was the first federal holiday that didn't commemorate a war or a dead president. Samuel Gompers, first president of the American Federation of Labor, said, "Labor Day differs in an essential way from all the other holidays of the year in any country. All other holidays are more or less degree connected with conflicts and battles of man's prowess over man, of strife and discord for greed and power." He's not completely right. Labor Day does commemorate conflicts and battles. By one estimate, they claimed 700 American lives since the 1850s. Most were by private guards and militias, some by police officers, some by U.S. soldiers. Historians Philip Taft and Philip Ross count 160 separate occasions on which state or federal troops have intervened in labor disputes. It was on September 5th, 1882, in the midst of the Gilded Age, that the first Labor Day March was held in New York City. It was designed as a show of strength by the Central Labor Union. But the organizers feared that the event might turn into a show of weakness. Many were afraid to take the day off for fear that they might be fired. Writes Linda Stinson, former historian for the U.S. Department of Labor, "When the parade began, only a handful of workers were in it, while hundreds of people stood on the sidewalk jeering at them. But then, slowly, they came. 200 workers and a band from the Jewelers Union showed up and joined the parade. Then came a group of bricklayers with another band. By the time they reached the park, it was estimated that there were 10,000 marchers in that parade in support of workers." Over the next decade, 23 states declared a Labor Day holiday, but it took the first nationwide strike in 1894 to make it a federal holiday. The strike started in Chicago, where workers who made Pullman passenger cars were protesting a 1/3 cut in their pay. Within a month, the American Railway Union had launched a nationwide boycott of trains that included Pullman cars. 150,000 workers walked out, and across much of the U.S., railroad traffic ground to a halt. President Grover Cleveland acted fast to bail out the bosses. Using the obstruction of U.S. mail as his pretext, he mobilized 12,000 federal troops to break up the strike. Cleveland said, If it takes the entire Army and Navy of the United States to deliver a postal card to Chicago, that card will be delivered. Up to that point, the strike had largely been peaceful. But when troops reached Chicago, ironically on Independence Day, they sparked 4 days of riots in which 700 rail cars were burned. In the midst of the mayhem, Cleveland looked for a way to repair his relationships with the unions. In just 2 days, Congress unanimously passed a bill declaring the first Monday in September a national holiday. Even as he was preparing to send in the troops, Cleveland signed the bill on June 28th. That was 131 years ago. Today, we celebrate Labor Day with cookouts and fireworks. We drive long distances on congested freeways as one last gasp of summer. Ironically, we mark the end of playtime and the resumption of our dreaded work. Unconsciously, though, you might say that we are celebrating the comforts that the labor movement has helped us to achieve. It's easy to take 8-hour days and 40-hour weeks for granted. It's easy to forget that it took 100 years of bloody struggle to achieve the Fair Labor Standards Act of 1938, which banned child labor, established the 40-hour week, and set the first minimum wage. As the bumper sticker says, unions, the folks who brought you the weekend. I sometimes hear these days, even from progressive friends, we no longer need labor unions. The movement long ago achieved most of its goals, and now many unions are corrupt anachronisms that exist mainly to protect their own privileges. There is some undeniable truth in these charges. In the larger picture, though, I want to suggest a couple of reasons why unions are still important to all of us, whether or not we belong to one, even for a self-employed person like me. One reason is economic. Over the last 45 years, union membership has dropped in half, from 24% to 12% of American workers. Over that same 45 years, average household income has stayed almost flat in constant dollars, except, of course, for the richest 1%. Their share of the nation's income has soared from 10% to 20%. Writes Unitarian minister David Breeden, the American labor movement is the best anti-poverty initiative in American history. Unions work because they go to the root of the poverty problem. Instead of handing out gallon jars of mustard, they help human beings get paid fairly for a day's work. The other reason is spiritual. For all of its shortcomings, organized labor has done more than almost any other segment of American society to push our UU principles into reality. In particular, justice and equity and human relations, and the inherent worth and dignity of every person. Writes Aaron McHenry, former union organizer who became a UU minister. Workers didn't risk everything for a 50% raise. Ultimately, the driving force behind any successful organizing campaign I have ever been part of is the need to be treated with respect and dignity. The need to have a voice in one's own working life. That is something people are willing to risk everything for. That's why, in 1997, the UUA General Assembly called on congregations to work for, quote, greater protection of workers, including the right to organize and bargain collectively, protection from unsafe working conditions, and protection from unjust dismissal. Although you won't hear about it in the daily paper or the cable news or TikTok, there's still a lot to support. In the past 2 decades, while traditional manufacturing unions have gone on shrinking, the frontiers of the labor movement have shifted to the working poor. A union coalition called Change to Win is organizing service industries like hotels, healthcare, and even fast food. They're changing the face of the labor movement, bringing in workers who are heavily female, minority, and immigrant. And they've been instrumental in raising minimum wages to $15 in many parts of the country. So this Labor Day, before you chow down on the grilled food of your choice, take a moment to raise a glass to the folks who brought you weekends. Consider that your creature comforts may have less to do with the benevolence of large corporations than with the courage and fortitude of generations who have worked for them. Ponder the spiritual vision of the Knights of Labor when they vowed to one another, labor is noble and holy, to glorify God in its exercise, to defend it from degradation, to divest it of the evils to body, mind, and estate which ignorance and greed have imposed. To rescue the toiler from the grasp of the selfish is a work worthy of the noblest and best of our race. And now here's a musical commentary from Merle Haggard. It's hard work getting by with 2 kids and a wife. Seems I've been a working man dang near my whole life. I keep on working as long as my 2 hands are fit to use. I drink my beer in the tavern. I sing a little bit of them working man blues. My nose to the grindstone. I work hard every day. Get a little tired on the weekend after I draw my pay, but I go back working. On Monday morning, I ride back with the crew. I drink a little beer that evening. I sing a little bit of them working man blues. Sometimes I think about leaving, do a little running around, throw my cares out the window, catch a train to another town, but I go back working. Gotta buy my kids a brand new pair of shoes. I drink a little beer in the tavern, I cry a little bit of them working man blues. So it's hey, the working man like me. He ain't never been on welfare, that's one place he'll never be. He'll just keep working, long as his 2 hands are fit to use. He'll drink a little beer in the tavern, he'll sing a little bit of them working man blues. He'll drink a little beer in the tavern, he'll sing a little bit of them working man blues.
At this time in our service, we pause to recognize the shared commitment that keeps this community vibrant and alive. TRUU exists because of the generosity of spirit, time, and resources offered by those who believe in what we're creating together. If you feel moved to support the work of this community within these walls and beyond, you're warmly invited to give as you are able. You can make a donation online at TRUU.org. by clicking Give at the top of the homepage, or by using the QR code in your bulletin or on the screen. If you're with us in person, you may also contribute using the offering plate as it is passed. But if you are a guest today, feel free to enjoy our hospitality without a sense of financial obligation. However you choose to give, through your presence, your energy, your kindness, or your financial gifts, we are deeply grateful.
From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give. Together we share, and from this we live.
Please remain seated for our closing hymn, Solidarity Forever.
This has long been the theme song of the American labor movement. And if you've never heard it before, it's to the tune of the Battle Hymn of the Republic. And Paul is going to join me on piano for this. United Farm Workers Chorus. Once more in English. Thank you all. As we leave this place this morning, let us reflect on the work that we do. At its best, it is an activity in which the spiritual meets the practical, in which the secular mixes with the sacred to add meaning to each of our lives. Let us reflect that the more meaning we find in our work, the more it begins to feel like play. And on this Labor Day, let us give special thanks for the generations who have worked for justice in the places we work. Amen, and blessed be.
The words of our chalice extinguishing are by Elizabeth Sell Jones. We extinguish this flame, but not the truth of the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fires of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. Please rise in body or spirit and join hands for our sending forth song, One World Home by Jimmy Byrne.
And I just want to say thank you to Steve for traveling to be with us today and for all the preparation, creativity, research, and sharing your reflections and heart today. Thank you. And music, of course.
Yes, we are so grateful.
All the joys and the griefs, the colors and beliefs, the sunlight shines upon us all the same. Open minds, loving hearts, helping hands, it's a start. One world home, one world home, one world home. Open minds, loving hearts, helping hands, it's a start. One world home, one world home, one world home. One world home, one world home, one world home.
Now join us for coffee.